Hi, everybody. Tonight on America After Hours, criminal cartoonist. His art is so shocking, so controversial, and so disturbing to people, it landed him in jail. Should Michael Diana be protected under the First Amendment or be forced to stay away from minors? We'll investigate. Then sexy teen TV. Some say television is pushing the limits of decency, showing more skin and allowing vulgar language. And guess what? The kids are watching. We'll show you some of the raciest things on TV and let you judge for yourself. And then finally, here's Ed. We'll catch up with one of America's favorite TV personalities who says he's won the sweepstakes of life. Ed McMahon joins us to tell us what it's like, well, when the cameras are turned off. These stories right now as we turn our cameras on America After Hours. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the program. Now, tonight, we are going to tell you the story of a talented young man. He's an artist who loved to draw, but his community and his critics claim that his work is obscene and inspires pedophiles, murderers, and the criminally insane. He became the first cartoonist in America to be jailed for his art. Here's more from NBC's Ron Challenger.
It made me think twice about what I've done.
That was Michael Diana's reaction to his weekend in jail as he addressed the court. A jury found his underground magazine, Boiled Angel, received by 300 subscribers, was obscene for its depictions of child rape and molestation. The judge sentenced him to 3 years probation, fined him $3,000, ordered that he work full-time, do community service 1 day a week for 3 years, have no contact with children, be subject to searches to ensure he doesn't draw obscene material, and take a journalism ethics course.
I think it was fair. He does not deserve jail time for his art. He's the nicest guy I've ever known in my entire life. He'd be torn apart in jail.
It's our hopes that this doesn't have a chilling effect on other people when they choose to exercise their artistic freedom.
Diana said he was satisfied with the sentence.
I'm not happy that there's no free speech in Wilma County.
Okay. Will you still continue to do your form of art?
No, I'm going to give up till I move out of the state someday, 3 years from now when probation's over.
After his comments, Diana was then loaded into a sheriff's van for the short ride back to the county jail, where he'll spend one more night.
Well, in the years since that trial took place, Michael has appealed his conviction, and as things stand right now, Michael and his attorney may get a chance to plead their case in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. Here to tell us about his story is Michael Diana. Michael, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
You look pretty depressed there as you're going into the police van.
Yeah, it was a really upsetting time.
And you said you didn't want anything much to do with Florida, and now you've moved to New York, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to get out of Florida for a while.
Okay. Now, are you on probation still?
I was let out on bond, and I'm not sure yet what's going to happen with that. But
okay.
Hopefully I won't have to return to Florida.
Yeah. Also joining us as we talk with Michael here is a publisher known widely in the counterculture world who took Michael on as a client when no other person or community or company would distribute his work. Via satellite from Chicago is Mr. Shane Bugbee of a production company there that distributes this stuff. Hi, Shane.
Hello.
How you doing?
Okay.
Who do you think buys Michael's work? I mean, who are you selling to?
Right now, curiosity seekers, but the usual audience is fans of his artwork.
Mm-hmm. Well, any idea who they might be? I mean, when you check him out at these shows, you know, Michael's been going around the country on a tour, signing autographs, etc. Do you have a profile of somebody who might be into this type of art?
Other young adults like us. That's about it.
Yeah. We're going to take a look at some of the work now. In fact, we have a lot of this right here on the table with us, and one of them here is The Worst of Boiled Angel. Now describe this scene to me here on the front of this particular publication. It's a picnic with a family.
Yeah.
And the dad has a Kiss the Cook shirt on, but he's naked, and he has an erection, and he's yanking on the hair of, I guess that's his daughter, right?
Yeah.
What are you trying to say here?
Well, that's a play on what the state of Florida pretty much said I was doing to society. I was being blamed for the problems in my area, when really the reason I did the drawings was because of the problems. So it's kind of like, also there was a lot being said about the whole thing with children My magazine never fell into the hands of kids, but that was one of the things I was accused of in court.
Now check this one out here. This is a scene of the Flintstones, but like you've never seen before. Fred there gone wild with some type of, looks like he's got a Vegematic or something like that, and he's chopped up Betty and who's the other one? I don't know my
Wilma.
Flintstones very well. Wilma, of course. I'm sorry, Michael. You know this stuff. Now, yeah, some of this stuff does happen in life. We've done stories on this very program like this. But why do you find that it's necessary to put it in art form or in cartoons?
Well, it's something that hasn't been explored in comics as much as I think it needed to be.
Why do you think it needs to be?
Well, it's things that happen every day in our society, and I think people are desensitized when they see it on the news every night, and I was trying to wake people up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Let me describe a couple of things that we couldn't show here. 17-year-old Melvin, he's a teen who rapes and kills his infant sister. Another one is a third-grade Catholic school teacher begins class by sawing open a skull and eating the brain. He then slices a woman open, eats her heart with peanut butter, and repeatedly rapes her corpse before police burst in, and there's a big shootout and a bloody massacre and stuff like that. Is it that you're trying to scare people, I mean, terrify them?
Not at all. It's just things that haven't been explored in comics form before, and these are things that I see every night on the news. I get a lot of my ideas from real cases.
Yeah. Now, Shane said that he heard that you wanted to stop your artwork, and I suppose a lot of people around the country wish that you would, but in that clip, as we saw you get into the police vehicle there, it seemed like you were going to stop writing. Some reporter asked you to quit your drawing. And you said, yeah, you're going to stop it. Then Shane seems to think that that would be a tragedy. I want to know why Shane believes that this type of art, if it was stopped, would be a tragedy.
Well, I think that to have the government stop any person from their expression is a crime in itself.
Okay, well, to shed some light on the legalities of what we're talking about here, Shane, well, in this particular case, we have the prosecutor who wants to stop Michael from drawing, and the defense attorney who believes in freedom of expression at all costs. On the phone from, is it Pinellas County, Florida? Our prosecutor, Stuart Bagish, and defense attorney, Luke LaRoe. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you, Mike. Let me first correct you on something.
Yeah.
I don't want to stop Michael Diana from drawing anything. He was never charged with drawing anything, never convicted for anything that he
distribution.
drew. It was the act of distribution
Okay.
that he was tried and convicted upon.
Why do you want to stop that?
The distribution of obscenity, because obscenity, as it's currently defined by the U.S. Supreme Court, falls outside the purview of protected speech. It's a crime to distribute obscenity. I don't pick and choose which of the laws of the state of Florida I will and will not enforce.
Were you able to define his work as obscene?
Yes, we were, to a jury's satisfaction beyond a reasonable doubt. Absolutely.
Okay. Now, Luke, bring me up to date, too. How many charges remain now?
Right now, there are 2 counts of distribution of obscenity that the appeals court felt were valid. There was 1 count of advertising for obscene material that they reversed the original county court conviction on. So basically, we're a third of the way there.
Okay. Now, one of the things, Michael, is that you were supposed to stay away from minors. When that was still in effect, was that a rather difficult thing to do?
Well, I was working at the time for my father at his convenience store, and a lot of kids would come in to buy candy and, buy the eggs and things. And I, at one point, got in trouble because I gave a child a free piece of candy because I didn't have enough money. So it was thought of as being, a pedophile that way.
Mm-hmm. Stuart, do you think this guy is dangerous, Michael?
Well, let me quote David Gross in his article from the December 17th, 1995 New York Times Sunday magazine. He described Boiled Angel as material that only a pedophile could love.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's true. I think that it's a collaboration of different works. And I don't think that you could identify any singular group as being particularly appealed to it.
Stuart, what do you think? That it will be desensitized to this material and they'll want to take the next step beyond this and actually look at real murders and things like that?
Well, that's the way these sort of things progress. One of the witnesses in the trial, Dr. Sidney Marin, who is an expert forensic psychologist who has examined people like Ted Bundy and Danny Rolling, testified that this is where those type of deviant sexual sadist personalities begin getting their jollies. And when they become acclimatized to it to the point where it no longer excites them, they then move on to actual photographs, and then when that ceases to excite them, they move on to motion pictures, and then when that ceases to excite them, that's when they make the leap over to creating scenes of mutilations, generally sexual mutilations, in reality. Now, as the syndrome plays itself out, when you get to the point where somebody is creating these scenes in reality, like Ted Bundy or someone like that, the hue and cry is deafening. Everybody is wondering, why didn't somebody do something sooner? Mm-hmm. And the fact of the matter is, in this case, we did.
Well, I have to take a very, very serious disagreement with that. I don't think that there's any way that there can be any evidence that the work that Mike Diana produced would inspire anybody to commit any kind of criminal act that they weren't already predisposed to do.
Yeah,
in every one of the cases that the state talked about, Danny Rolling, Ted Bundy, all of the serial murderers that we talked about, there were never any exposure to things like what Michael Diana drew.
Got to cut you guys off there, but Luke, thanks for being with us, and Stuart and Shane, and of course Michael, thanks for coming in. Okay, how sexy is TV? Does it push the limits of decency? Find out what your children are really watching when we come back. Come back in about 2.